Well, good afternoon. This is one of those really rare instances where the failure, literally the failure to write about one thing, led to the creation of another. And in a way, the subjects are joined, however tenuously, but they're joined. And it makes sense to me. My hope is that it'll ultimately make sense to you. It started out trying to write about a client journey, the steps involved in finding and keeping loyal and lifetime customers, which was the result of something I'm working on through another group, a committee, that's focused on how this works within the context of the medical community, interacting with your doctor or nurse, people who make the appointments, the people who schedule, administrative staff, etc., and getting stuck there. And in the course of getting stuck there, you'll be reading about that in a blog post that's entitled, "If at first you don't succeed, try again." If at first for short. I wound up writing about this because it part and parcel the heart of the relationship that any business owner, anyone involved in business, in any way, shape, or form, relates to their clients, or their clients relate, or how their clients relate to them. And the fact that despite a popular misconception, a dangerous misconception, a misconception that can cause you to fail and fail miserably, customers are not yours. It was a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, and it's a lesson that I think too many business owners fail to heed, to pay attention to. You don't own customers. The very most you can hope for is to rent them for a while, and if you're really, really lucky and you do an excellent job of customer relations, you just may be able to lease them long term. But realistically, you must be aware of the fact that customers are independent and they can go wherever they want to go, whenever they want to go there. And all it takes is a misstep or two, and they're gone. And once lost, they're even more difficult to regain. So it's important that you realize that people realize that both the customer, both the client, the person seeking service, and the person providing that service is aware of those critical issues. And in order to be successful managing that relationship, you have to understand where this path that you share with the client, or the client shares with a service provider, takes you. You must be aware of all of the intersections, all of the interactions that occur in the course of that relationship maturing. Pain points, or bright spots, however you want to refer to them. Places where you can soar and be successful, or places where you can fail miserably. And the purpose of that is simple enough to understand. If you know where the pain points are, if you know what kinds of things can happen that cause failure, you should be working hard to eliminate or avoid them. And again, the problem is that so many people aren't aware of this, and consequently crash blindly into these pain points, never understanding where the dangers lie, where the mines in the minefield are, and blow themselves up in the process. And again, as I said a moment ago, it doesn't take much at all. All it takes is, that momentary uh, moment, that moment of indecision, that moment of questioning whether or not you're going to the right place for the right services and being treated fairly, treated the way you think you should be, treated the way the value you provide that business warrants. And if you're a service provider, then it behooves you to understand all of this on a completely different level, with a commitment that is unparalleled, unbridled, to making sure that you treat every single interaction with the customer as if it was the first, and as if you were trying to make that relationship and nurture that relationship for the first time. Succeed, and you have a business that grows and thrives. Fail, and it'll knock the pins right out from underneath you. So recognize that being foretold is being forewarned, that anticipation is preparation, that understanding what you need to do and then doing it is critical, and success is not as complicated as you might think it would be. While you're pondering that, I'll be finishing up the piece that preceded it, and hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. Again, I'm always interested in your reactions, so please keep me informed. In the meantime, stay well, take care, have a wonderful week.